Hey guys, I'm going to share one powerful concept with you today. One thing that if you put this into practice, it is going to change the way you play guitar, the way you approach your guitar, and it's going to take you from whatever level you're at right now to like skyrocket it to, I don't know, let's say Mars or like another universe or something, but I'm making stuff up at this point. Anyway, so real quick, this is not going to be a guitar lesson video, and I know some of you are used to these videos. I'll throw these like, well, we'll call them motivational or really encouraging videos. I'll throw something like this out there every now and then, once or twice a month, because I like to connect with you guys in this way as well. And I think these little chats that we're about to have are important, and this will be fairly quick. Also, I will give you some metal at the end, so don't worry, that'll come after we have our little chat here. Anyway, so that one thing, it is your intent, okay? So let's talk about guitar playing. Let's talk about how to apply this to guitar playing, okay? When you sit down and pick up your guitar, like you're probably gonna do that today if you haven't already. I hope so anyway. When you sit down to pick up your guitar, I want you to think just briefly, just take a couple of seconds, and I want you to think about this. Think about, what is my intent right now? Think about that while I have a sip of my coffee. What is your intent? It's kind of easy to say, well, Jason, duh, my intent's to jam, man. I'm going to play some guitar. I'm going to play some metal riffs. I'm going to, work on whatever. But what I want you to think about is, what is your deeply embedded intent at that moment? And I want you to take that intent and find out, what is it that you're wanting to accomplish during that moment of guitar. And what this is going to lead you to is to stop and think about, all right, well, what do I really want to focus on today? I'm going to play my guitar. Now, sometimes you want to just noodle, and that's fine. That's okay to noodle. But what I like for you guys to do, and what I try to do myself, is have most of my guitar playing time, have that to be focused on a particular technique or method that I want to get better at. So here's where intent becomes really important. So not only do I want you to acknowledge your intent at that time, I also want you to be able to shift and change that intent when you need to. So your intent may just be, okay, well, yeah, Jason, I just want to play guitar. That's my intent. Okay, fine, that's intent. Now, do you need to shift that intent based on what you want out of that next 10, 15, 30 minutes that you're going to spend on your guitar? What do you want to accomplish? Think about that for a minute. What do you want to get better at, okay? So if that intent needs to shift a little bit from, I just want to jam and pick up my guitar, and there's a time for that, okay? You don't have to change this every time, right? There's a time for just jamming. But I want you to think about, do I need to change my intent today? Say today's, when am I filming this? I'm filming this on a Wednesday. Let's say today's Wednesday, or let's just say it's Monday. It's like, okay, well, this is kind of a work day. I really want to get some things accomplished. So even with the guitar, we're going to apply that intent with the guitar. Well, maybe I don't just want to jam today. Let me think about my intent. Okay, my intent was to jam, but I really want to get better at, adding power chords or adding riffs to power chords. I don't want to just play these same old power chords anymore. I want to start adding riffs to them. So now we need to shift our intent. Okay, you need to shift that intent to be, okay, well, now my intent is to play riffs with power chords. So you'll sit down at that point and you will practice playing riffs, adding riffs to your power chords. So with intent, okay, this is where it gets really powerful. With intent, you just changed your time that you're going to spend with your guitar to be something that's going to drive you forward and make you or help you progress much more further than had you just sat down just to jam or noodle around. Okay, so now you see the power of intent. So now let's think about intent in some of our other areas of life. So think about at your job. If you're working at a job, or maybe you own your own business, think about this every time you go to perform a task, right? When you go to sit at your desk or whatever type of work that you do, stop for just a few seconds and think about, what is my intent behind what I'm about to do? What this is going to help you do, it's going to help you zero your focus in on exactly where it needs to be. A lot of times in life, and I learned this when I was in my corporate job that I left a little over a year ago, I learned that, man, a lot of people, and myself included, we would just kind of create busy work because we were just supposed to be there. And yeah, we had a lot of work to do, but we would end up creating unnecessary work. Now, raise your hand, and I won't be able to see this, but raise your hand if you've ever seen people at your job just create busy work. It's like, hey, you're doing stuff that's not necessary. Even sometimes senior management, well, a lot of times the people above you will just send down like, it's just, what is your intent? You're like, what was your intent when you wanted me to do this thing? This makes no sense, right? So I want you to think about that, though, when you go to do something at your job. So we're applying it to our work now, whether it's your own business. I know all of you watching are from many different backgrounds. I mean, I've got everyone from, like doctors on here to to folks that work in technology, to electricians, to plumbers, to teachers. You guys come from all different backgrounds, which I really appreciate. I really think that that's cool that we can all come together here on this channel. I appreciate you all. Just know that, please. But I want you to think about your intent, though, every time you perform a task, especially something that's going to be important. It will sometimes make you question that task, and you may say, well, all right, well, my intent is to do this, right? But this task that I'm about to work on doesn't really align, right? So it's not really going to take us anywhere. So what should I be doing instead? And you may come up with some better ideas. And even if you're not the boss, you may come up with some better ideas to present to your boss, like, we probably shouldn't be doing this because this, as a company, right, this is our intent over here. So let's try to align the task with that focus, with that intent. I like to think about intent also real quick, and we'll wrap this up. I also like to think about intent when it comes to my words as well. My intent behind this video, I had to stop and think about this before putting this out there, was I want to help people get better. I want to help you guys progress, not only in guitar playing, but also in life and just in everything that you do. I truly want to see you guys shine. I want to see you progress to those next levels. I know that you can. I know that you will. So let's put this out there. So, okay, we've got it. That was my intent for this video here. But yeah, even in the things that I say, even in conversations, I'm starting to just stop myself for a couple seconds and think, all right, what's my intent before I open my mouth, And for me, if it's not going to provide value, if it's not going to encourage someone, or if it's not going to help put someone on the right path, maybe I shouldn't say it. If it's going to be something that's negative, like what is my intent before I say those words? My morning prayer every morning that I say on the way to the gym, which is about 4:34. Well, it's this morning. I left at 4 o'clock. I woke up at like 3:45. But my daily prayer is, I say, God, thank you for this day. Please help me be effective and have an impact on someone's life today. That's my morning prayer every single morning, and it has been for the past several years. So I try to, and I'm not perfect, guys. Please don't think that I'm putting myself in a high and mighty place. Not at all. But again, most of the stuff I share with you guys are really just from mistakes that I've made, and like, hey, here's how I'm going to help you not make the same mistake, because I've made a lot of decisions in my life, poor decisions, when I clearly wasn't acknowledging any kind of intent, or maybe the intent that I had needed to change, right? I didn't review that intent. I just went forward with it with maybe bad intentions. Anyway, I just kind of wanted to come on and share this about intent, and of course how it can make you a better guitar player, but how you can carry that intent over into really every aspect of your life, from your business, your job, to your relationships at home. I think it's important to have that intent focused, right, relationship as well. When you go to speak to your spouse or your significant other or whatever, your friends, or anybody that you associate with, think about, what is my intent before I say this? Is it going to be something that encourages this person and lifts them up? If not, maybe I need to reshape my intent, rethink that a little bit. One more sip of coffee. I'm going to play some metal for you guys, and leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Here's some metal.